Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and it's Christmas, so I want to show you how to break down the Mariah Carey classic All I Want for Christmas Is You into 5 very simple sections. I'll see you on the other side. Hey guys, it's James here, and today I want to show you how to play All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey on the bass guitar, because it is Christmas. There have been some Decembers over the years where I've probably played this tune up to 12 to 15 times during the festive period, and I've always loved it because there's a great deal of space to dig into it and have some real fun with it. And the great thing is, if you're a beginner bass player, you can play this song too, but also there's real space to actually get much more advanced. I'm going to show you how that works and break this down into 5 really simple sections so you can see how the song is constructed. At the end of this lesson, I'm going to give you the lesson notes which go with this lesson, and I'm also going to give you a copy of my own chart that I've used for this song over the past 15 years in my own handwriting, so you can see how I approach it. I will put a slight caveat to this: it's written for bass guitar, so little bits of it are a bit more shorthand than others, but what it does is it gives you all of the crucial information you as a bass player needs to dig into this. Lastly, before we jump into the lesson, there are a bunch of backing tracks which come with this. I've split it into 5 backing tracks. If you are a BassLab Plus student over eBassGuitar.com, you can find that in the backing track vault, so you can play along with the loops I've created to demonstrate how this track works. Let's jump into the lesson. So what I have here is my chart, the handwritten chart that I've written for All I Want for Christmas Is You. And I'm just going to scroll down. Normally I would have this portrait mode, but just for the sake of making this video, it works better in landscape mode. So I'm just scrolling down here. You can see the intro, the verse, the chorus, the links, and then I'm going to literally jump onto the second page and you can see the bridge section and the outro. So I've condensed this down into 2 pages. So what I've done here is I've made 5 slides which show you each of the sections which work in this track. So we're going to start off with the introduction, then we are going to jump into the verse, the chorus and the link section, the bridge, and then we have this final outro section. Now the great thing about this bass line throughout the whole song is there is a very strong quarter note pulse, and I'm going to play that to you, which really overrides the whole of the feel, particularly when it's in the dancey section. So let me play this to you. So now, the great thing about this is if you're a beginner or in the early phases starting out, all you need to be able to do to play this feel really well is just play quarter notes in time, and you are doing your job as the bass player really well. But you might want to start pushing this a little bit further. So I want to discuss the feel which is going on behind the track. So I'm going to jump back to the iPad now and show you exactly how this feel works. Now the feel behind this music is a device called the shuffle feel. So I'm going to write out each beat to begin with like so. That is beat 1, that is beat 2, that is beat 3, and that is beat 4. Typically with a lot of pop music, what we would do is divide the beat into either 2 or into 4. So if that is our pulse, we'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and or if we're going to go into 16th notes, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a da 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 da, like so. But what we do with the shuffle feel is we divide the beat by 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 like this, and I'm going to put in the subdivisions in here like so. So we get 1 and then 2 and a 3 and then 4 and like so. And so we end up with effectively 12 beats per bar. So we can actually subdivide each beat like so. So if the pulse is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, just individual chord notes, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But that's quite fast playing all of those notes. So what we do to create this shuffle feel is we literally play the first and the third of each one, like so. And I'm just going to put a little X above them so you can see which one's there. The 1 and an And then so we end up with this feel, which is probably very, very familiar with you. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5 up. And this is the shuffle feel, and it's used in a lot of music, particularly blues music. You'll hear the shuffle feel. So it's a great feel to get down, and it's really good to understand how it is rhythmically constructed. But the really important thing is, if you're just starting out, all you need to do, and you'll hear the bass player in the original track of this, is just play really strong quarter notes on each of the pulses all the way through it, and you'll be doing your job excellently. So let's talk about the big intro, which everybody knows on the front of this song. The technical term for this is a thing called color voce, and what the band is doing is following the singer in really, really simple terms. So your bass notes need to line up with certain notes of the lyrics, and those are normally really quite self-explanatory. The other thing really good singers will do is give you very, very obvious cues with their body language. So you'll see their arm come down or their nod or something like that when they want the band to play the chords. So right now it's going to be a little bit of a guessing game, and so I'm going to fill in the notes for you as we go through so you know what to play. We are in the key of G major, so pretty much everything we've got relates to the G major scale, like so. So let's talk through this. So what we start off with is this twinkly piano here. There's no bass quite yet. Then our first note is a G. There we go, let's write this in. And then to a B. Then to a C. And then to an E flat. And then to the D. Then the B, this moves quite quickly. To the E. To E flat. D, E. To the A. To the D. And then the piano comes in time here with 3 bars of piano. 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that is how the intro goes. The most important thing is to hit the D's at the end, at the beginning, just before the whole band comes in. So we have the 3 bars of piano. Da 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 da. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that just starts after the second beat. After the first beat rather. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Very simple pattern there. Just listen to the record. You'll hear that rhythm really clearly, but it's nice to get that really, really crisp with the rest of the band. So the next section we're going to look at is the verse, and this is where the whole of the band comes in. This is an 8-bar section. It's often repeated twice in there, so it's 16 bars of length, but it's one 8-bar chord sequence going round and round. So let's talk through the chord sequence first of all. It starts off with 4 bars of G, and then it goes up to the C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes up to an E flat. Technically, the chord that the rest of the band's playing in there in bar 7, 8 is a C minor. We're putting the E flat in the bass, which is the minor third of that chord, which is a really, really effective thing to do. To start off with, just play straight quarter notes. And then when you get really, really comfortable, you can start putting some very simple runs up and runs down. The really effective ones that you hear in the track are just so, so good. But let's try this with track so you can hear what it sounds like. So the next section we're going to look at is the chorus and the link. These are slightly arbitrary names I've given them. Some people might argue exactly which section is called what, but for the purpose of this I'm just using the names chorus and verse to differentiate the sections here. And just to keep it simpler, I'm lumping these together into one sort of 12-bar section, an 8-bar chorus and a 4-bar link. So let's play through this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, G, B, E minor, E minor, E flat, D, E minor, A minor, D, and then we hit the link. which is a 1, 6, 2. Then we have those stabs which work with the whole of the band again, which you saw at the end of the intro. Just to slow them down, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like so. So let's try this with the track. The track is going to be looping these 12 bars round and round. Hitting the link. So let's look at the bridge section now. This happens about halfway through the song. It's 16 bars long and we hit the chord B minor, which is chord 3 of G major. So it's a really great sort of modulation when we go to that B minor section. You can see what I've done here is I've written a few little bits of the bass line the original bass player plays, but then I've just gone into chords. The reason I do that is because by this point we're starting to get quite excited and I want to play a little bit more round the chord sequence and improvise a little bit. So let me play you this through without the track, then I'll do it with the track. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, B minor. So we're going to walk down to E minor, B minor, back to the E minor, to E flat, and then D, E minor, 2 bars of A minor, then to the D, then into G for the next section. So let's try this with the track so you know what it sounds like. A minor, D. So we've got to section 5 now. We've just finished the bridge section, and what we do is we repeat back, we play half a verse, and then we hit this final chorus. And something quite interesting happens here. We play 6 bars of the final chorus, then we do what's called taking the coda. A coda is just an end section, which is a little bit different, which is to finish the song off here. So what I've got here is I've got 6 bars here, and then we get to this sign here, and that's called a coda sign, and then we jump to this section in the music here. So in real terms, what we do is we effectively scrub 2 bars out on this page here. It's a great way of saving manuscript paper if you're using traditional notation, and that's why they do it. So let me play you this through the last chorus, hitting the coda, because it has a break in there that we need to be aware of, which goes with the vocal and the rest of the band. So let me play it to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the E minor, E flat, D, E minor, A, D, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ba 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 bum. And then we hit the final outro here. So it's worth mentioning that it's worth counting those 2 stabs there, which are here. Make sure you count there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then we're into this outro, which is this 4-bar chord sequence repeated round and round, which is G, 1 to 6, to chord 2, to chord 5. And this is where the band can really ramp up, and you can have a ton of fun as a bass player and play lots of really great fills and really start to experiment. I've had so much fun playing this section on gigs because it normally comes at the end of the night when everybody's kind of high as a kite on adrenaline and having fun, and you can really start to let rip. So to finish this lesson off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the last verse. I'm going to hit the 6-bar chorus at the end. I'm going to take the coda and then play the outro loop round and round and round. I'm going to start having some fun and really ramping up a few ideas so you can see the typical sort of bass lines that I would play on a gig when I'm really starting to have some fun with this tune. Hey guys, that is the end of today's lesson. If you've liked today's lesson, please do give it a like and share. If you've got any questions, please do comment below. Don't forget, you can grab the lesson notes and my personal chart for All I Want for Christmas Is You by clicking the link below in the description. All that leaves me to do is wish you guys a very, very Merry Christmas.